Merlin Sports. And on to our final AFC division, the AFC West. And of course, teams that play in the AFC West are Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders, and the LA Chargers. So, DDawg, tell me who you see winning this division, and I think we're going to agree on who the division winner is. How the rest of the division shakes out in the order, and how successful you think the teams will be in terms of win-loss. So who's you got?
I don't think there's any doubt who's the best team in the division. They're probably the best team in the AFC, period. And they're going for the three-peat, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. I'd probably say that they're going to go 14-3. I don't think they'll go 15-2, but I think they can go 14-3. Then I got the Chargers coming in second. The Harbaugh factor is real. It exists. Jim Harbaugh is a fantastic coach. He's won everywhere he's been, and he turns it around pretty quickly. And I don't think the Chargers were that bad. It's just they just didn't have a good coach last year. Their defense wasn't the greatest, but they have some talent on defense. And you sprinkle in the fact that Justin Herbert is back and he's got a chance to work with Jim Harbaugh. I think they're going to be a pretty good football team. They'll probably go 9-8 as in their first year. That would make sense. I think Denver is gonna finish third. I don't think that the move out of dumping Russell Wilson is the answer, especially with the fact that they can have a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. Bo Nix is though an older college player. He played 6 seasons in college, so he's more seasoned than most kids coming out of college. But I could see Denver going 7-10, and then I think the Raiders bring up the rear, probably 6-11, at best maybe 5-12. But someone to watch out for on Vegas is Brock Bowers. He is a stud of a tight end out of Georgia, and he's gonna. Yeah, I think he might be in line for Rookie of the Year, the offensive Rookie of the Year. So that's how it breaks down. Kansas City first, Chargers second, Denver third, and the Raiders finishing up the rear.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, mine is very similar. Of course, Kansas City winning the division. I think there's little doubt about that at this point in the preseason. At 15-2, so like a stellar year. Then I have and like you, I have the Chargers finishing second. Although I think they'll be 7-10. But that'll still be good enough for second, because I think Denver and the Raiders are not going to have good seasons this year. I have Denver. I'll put Denver third with a 4-13 record, and the Raiders fourth with a similar 4-13 record. And where do you want to start drilling down?
Well, I think let's just touch base quickly on Kansas City, right? I mean, they were a top 3 defense last year. Their defense is still going to be very, very good this year. And their biggest problem last year was they didn't have enough receivers. Like, they couldn't find receivers for Mahomes. They brought in Marquise Hollywood Brown. Juju Smith-Schuster just got signed. But the guy to watch out for, right? I talked about Bowers possibly being Offensive Rookie of the Year. Xavier Worthy. He is a speedster out of Texas. He's going to remind Kansas City Chiefs fans of Tyreek Hill. He is that fast, and he's a bit taller than Tyreek Hill. He's a player. He's going to be a really good player for Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think like this is pretty remarkable, but because Kansas City won the Super Bowl last year, but I think they roster wise, I think they look even better this year than they did last year, and that's why I think they're gonna just roll over this division. Um, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to challenge them in this division, and I think Marquise Brown and Hollywood Brown is ruled out for the opener against Baltimore, and I think that's a really tough matchup for Kansas City. Actually, there's always a lot of pressure when you open the NFL opener prime time. At home, it'll probably be a banner raising game. So yeah, so there's always a lot of pressure on that in that type of game. And I think
they lost last. No, go ahead.
Yeah, they lost last year, right? Their opener
to Detroit. Yeah, their opener in Kansas City at home. Yeah, to Detroit. So.
And actually, that's only one of two losses I've predicted for them all year. And I think they're just going to steamroll after that. Yeah, I think we both like the Chargers a second, and well, this is the most interesting coaching change this year, luring Jim Harbaugh back to the NFL, coming off of the pinnacle of college football with Michigan. So you could already see he wants to put his fingerprints all over this team, and I think year one is where he really starts to make over this team. He drafted an offensive lineman for his first pick. So you can tell he wants to get it down he wants to get the fundamentals down, having offensive line, protect the quarterback, and get yourself a running back that you can ground and pound and load up on defense. So Justin Herbert as your quarterback, that's a bonus. But Harbaugh's gonna bring the fundamentals and the X's and O's, and that was severely lacking for the Chargers last year. I mean, that coach. I think we've seen high school coaches with better decision making than that coach last year, and got himself run out of town. So.
Absolutely.
I think it's just going to take Harbaugh some time to build up the roster, but he's got some good building pieces there, and I think he's just want to establish kind of like the blueprint that he's used going back to the San Francisco 49ers, and brought through college. So it's going to take him some time, and this year I think he's going to try to start to mold the roster in his style. But it's going to make for exciting. It's exciting to have Harbaugh back in the league again, and he's on West Coast, primetime team, Chargers. So, let's see what he can do. And they got some talent there. So, that's I think one of the more interesting storylines this year is just to see what type of team and how long or is it going to take before they resemble a Harbaugh type team? So that's exciting. Yeah, and
no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I mean, as you know, I'm a Michigan fan, so it was kind of heartbreaking to see Harbaugh go, but he wanted to come back to the NFL. He wants to win a Super Bowl. That's the only thing he hasn't done in his career is win a Super Bowl. Right? He's won a national championship in college. He was a very good college quarterback, but he's also a really good college coach. And yeah, he's gonna mold this team. He wants to pound the rock and grind out yards, just like his brother. So yeah, I think they're gonna be better than that losing record that you gave him, but I think that definitely they're gonna be the most interesting team in this division. We talk about hot seats. I think Antonio Pierce in Vegas is the guy on the hot seat here. Maybe Sean Payton, but I think Sean Payton bought himself another 2 years with Bo Nix as the quarterback, getting rid of Russell Wilson. So, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you that you know, we have KC and then the Chargers, you know, finishing second. Then the bottom two teams, like they'll duke it out for see who gets the pick, the top pick in the draft, or one of the top picks in the draft next year.
Yeah, I did Denver an edge over the Raiders just because their defense should be better. Although Raiders have the best defensive player, and Max Crosby is definitely the best defensive player on either of those teams. But I still got Denver. Yeah, I guess it's the Sean Payton should be able to squeeze some more wins out of Denver than Pierce will out of Vegas. Just like, you know, roster wise and how things have went in recent seasons. So yeah, I don't think is any coach on the hot seat here. No, well, it ain't gonna be Andy Reid or it ain't gonna be Harbaugh. So you'd have to say,
well, it's not Reid or Harbaugh. And I think Sean Payton, like I said, I think with the decision to start Bo Nix, he's building his time. He'll probably have a couple years to turn them around in terms of with Bo Nix. So I think Antonio Pierce is the guy on the hot seat, right? The Davises have never been patient. They want to win yesterday.
But I mean, it's only his second year, and he's losing. The Raiders have lost Josh Jacobs, so they've lost their cowbell running back, their workhorse running back. They replaced him with Alexander Madison, who, yeah, sure, he's got some upside. So, but
right,
yeah, I just might be a long year. It might be a long year in Las Vegas. I mean, who's
at least they have the shows.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to be their quarterback, right? Is it Gardner? They're going to go with Gardner Minshew.
Yep.
He's probably better suited to be a backup, but he's taken the rock before as a starter, and he's decent, but it's not somebody that puts you over the top. So,
well, I mean, I think with
he's a stopgap. Is what he is.
Yeah, I think with Gardner Minshew, he's better suited to come off the bench in that Ryan Fitzpatrick mold, where he actually doesn't start, but he comes off and has magic. But as a starter, he struggled when he was a starter before. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. I think for Vegas fans, the best thing they can look at and hope and talk about and hope for the future is Brock Bowers, because he is an incredible tight end. He's got, I don't want to see deep threat wide receiver speed, but he's got good enough speed to be a good wide receiver. He's gonna make a impact in this league.
Yeah. Yeah, he should. He's definitely pegged as a blue chip prospect. Yeah, I guess Denver. You know, I guess we're thinking Bo Nix. Peyton usually works well quarterbacks, and it's more like a quarterback, his style quarterback more than Russell Wilson was. So, you know, he gets to apply his craft here, and let's see how good Bo Nix can look like. I mean, they did lose one of their top wide receivers, Jerry Jeudy.
Yep.
So, and I guess we'll see how their defense comes up this year. But that's why I think they'll be.
Yeah.
they'll kind of be neck and neck with Vegas for the basement, but I think Denver will kind of come out on third. Yeah. Okay. You have any hot takes for this division?
Well, like I said, there's two guys that I would keep my eye on, and that is Xavier Worthy and Brock Bowers. Kansas City, Worthy is going to get an opportunity to really showcase himself with Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback, and I just think Bowers is just too good. I watched him play for 3 years of college with Georgia, and he was just amazing. He was whenever Jordan needed a big play, that's the guy they went for, and he'd make the big play. He's got great hands. He's a great route runner, and he's got, like I said, got really good speed. So those two guys are going to contend for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mentioned a few guys already, but those are two of the guys in the mix.
Interesting. I got a bit of a hot take. I'm going to say that Jim Harbaugh is a candidate for Coach of the Year this year. One of the candidates for Coach of the Year. So,
wouldn't surprise me. He's that good.
Yeah. I just think that he's gonna. I think you'll just see an improvement for the Chargers, like a better team, a better fundamentally sound team that is not going to be an easy out for any team that faces them, especially after the first 5-6 weeks of the season when Harbaugh could kind of use it to get into a rhythm. So I say he's a candidate for Coach of the Year this year. That's my hot take. Okay, so we're definitely saying Kansas City rolls out of the division. You see any threat for a wild card? You think Chargers are gonna? No. Okay.
No, like I said, I think they can go 9-8. Maybe I think I had them 9-8, 10-7, but I think 9-8 is probably their ceiling.
Yeah, I don't see any other playoff teams except for the Kansas City running away as the division winner. Okay, well that wraps it up for the AFC, and stay tuned for the NFC previews coming up.